What is the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow-your-own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material, and use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting, I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in, and it began expanding. Having nowhere else to go, the stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box, and hardened into razor-sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy, and pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. In high school I ended up at a house party at Miss Teen New Jersey's house. We did not know Miss Teen New Jersey, but she did say we could help ourselves to fridge beer. Opened the fridge and there was one beer left, a wheat beer forgotten in the vegetable drawer. I grabbed it and when pulling it out caught the back of my hand on something sharp on the underside of the shelf and it shot blood everywhere. Like a shocking amount, on the fridge and the food and the floor. I was desperately trying to clean it up when my buddy comes in looking like he'd seen a ghost and pulled me into the bathroom, where he'd taken a huge dump, which clogged the toilet. He then saw the bloody rag on my hand and got immediately sick, puking in the sink, which also clogged. This was the 90s and I still have the scar on my hand. I have no memory of how well we managed to fix any of these problems, but yeah, we never got to go back to Miss Teen New Jersey's house. I remember the exact day. Tuesday, November 7, 2000. U.S. Election Day. My sister and I were getting ready to go vote for the first time and deposit my check. She was downstairs in the bathroom getting ready, and I was upstairs in my room. The bathroom door was right next to the stairs. As I was coming down the stairs, it sounded like she was coming out of the bathroom. Now, I've done this many, many times. Every time it was funny. I jumped down the last few steps, ducking my head under the door frame at the bottom of the stairs, land in front of her as she was coming out of her room or the bathroom and scare her. Like I said, many times, always funny. But this time, I didn't duck nearly enough. I hit my head on the top edge of the door frame. My head stopped, my feet didn't. I spun around and landed on my stomach/arm, on the stairs, facing 180 degrees from my original position. My sister then came out of the bathroom and asked what happened, as I'm laying on my stomach, holding my head, thinking I broke my arm, again. I told her I fell, and I thought my arm was broken. She asked to see it, and as I got up, I realized I was now laying in a pool of blood on the steps/carpet. Ran into the bathroom and put my head under the bathtub faucet while my sister went and called our parents. Went to the hospital, had a concussion, got 12 stitches and now have a 4 inches long scar on top of my head. Still got to vote, just a lot later than expected, and got my paycheck deposited. I did scare my sister, and now it's funny. Mission failed successfully. Oh boy, my favorite scar story. I was in 4th grade. We had camping chairs to watch TV in because our TV room was upstairs and we couldn't fit a sofa up the stairway. The camping chairs were like recliners with footrests attached by straps. We had had these chairs for months, but one day I suddenly blanked on how to get out without tripping. I stood in the chair and surveyed my surroundings. The door to the stairs was open. I decided the best course of action would be to try to jump out of the chair over the armrest, toward the open door. As you may have guessed, my foot got caught. I took the whole chair down with me, and landed face first on the vertical edge of the open door. I busted my lower lip on the door and on my teeth, but not all the way through, and now I have a scar that you can see whenever I smile. I have a scar just under my lip, perfect spot, as you can't even see it. I was 6 years old, and it was early June, so the weather was nice and warm. We had gym class right after lunch, and we went to the baseball diamond to play t-ball. I was sitting with some friends, and this boy kept pestering me, so I got up to make him stop. He started running away, so I chased after him. He ran out onto the diamond, passing the boy at bat. By the time I reached the batter, he had taken his swing, and the bat collided with my lower lip. I had 4 adult teeth at that time, and they were all 4 of my front teeth. My top 2 teeth were both chipped in half, while my bottom 2 cut through my lower lip, and become lost amongst the gravel in the baseball diamond. I was terrified. I remember asking the teacher if I was going to die. I had braces in high school, and when I was 25, 32 now, I had a dental implant for my bottom teeth. My top two were fixed when I was a child. Looking back, I never should have run onto the diamond after that kid, and I wish I could take it all back, as 25 years later I'm still dealing with the ramifications of that dumb decision. But I was 6, so I try to cut myself a break. Cut the fuck out of my forearms and biceps with a razor in the height of my benzo addiction, vertically, while blacked out so I don't even remember it except for being in the ER. Now every single time I take my shirt off everyone sees it, and when I meet new people I see their eyes veer to it in the middle of our conversation. Of course people don't say anything most of the time. And I have to go to Austin TX and swim with some new friends this weekend while I'm on vacation. They have no idea. If people ask, I usually just lie and say it was from my car accident. The car accident happened, and was also benzo-induced. Thank God nobody else was hurt except for me. I flipped the car 5 times going 75 miles per hour with no seatbelt on. I was bounced around the inside of the car and then ejected through the closed window through the glass, on the driver's side into the middle of the service road where emergency services got to me. Broke my pelvis in 2 places, 4 ribs, major concussion and cuts around my body. I was lucky to live but didn't walk for 8 months. Car accident happened 9 years ago. It's a good cover story for my cuts which happened 5 years ago. I've been clean off of that stuff for 3 years now, but I'll forever have to deal with the entourage of problems and lasting effects from that addiction. My dumbass 5-year-old mind was super into collecting bottle caps, beer ones in particular, and I was visiting my father, who is a drunkard. He's also a racist redneck fuck. Last time I met him in person he made monkey noises at a black family. We don't talk anymore. Well, he had a load of bottles lying around the house and I wanted the caps. It was fine at first, I got most of them, but there was this one bottle I couldn't twist the cap off. My brilliant solution wasn't to ask for help or to use tools, but to bash the bottle itself on the concrete until the glass broke. In my mind, if I destroyed all the glass, it would leave the cap. And it would be mine. Well, to this day I don't understand why, but the bottle, despite being empty, was pressurized and exploded when I finally broke it, shooting a single, tiny shard into my left bicep. Of course my father thought the smartest thing to do was to pour a beer over it. Because alcohol is apparently sterile, you see. Alcohol. Spirits. Not the rest of the shit that comes in beer. He soaked my arm in beer then pried the glass out with a knife. This resulted in a 1 cm by 1 cm patch of white that only recently has started to be less visible.